No, okay, this is gonna be edited out. I have to do this again. This is not happening. Well, hello again, everyone. You know, guys, that this is a reaction video series, a review session series, when we have different types of K-pop fans. Ben, on a scale to 1 to 10, how big of a fan you are of K-pop?
Of K-pop
Yeah.
itself, 9.
And BTS?
5, 6. 6. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, well, I am a 9.5 or maybe 11 or 12. So here, guys, this is going to be an interesting session for us because we are K-pop fans, but not every K-pop fan likes the same things. So, as you guys hopefully you saw, if not, check it out if you want to. We did a song-to-song review on the previous album. And it turned out to be so interesting that we decided to do another one with the new album. So let's see how it goes. The first one we are going to check out is...
Euphoria.
Are you feeling euphoric already?
I'm feeling the incoming dread of not liking this.
Well, the thing is, we already reacted to this with Ksenia, the video. And
okay.
It was... Ksenia assumed, after all the kind of highlight videos that we watched and about the BTS storyline, that Euphoria is going to be something happy. And she was
It's in the name.
very disappointed when the video started with like a best of, or some would say worst scenes ever in the BTS storyline. People dragging out of people from the fire, the burning house, somebody being hit by the car, jumping down from a tower. So it was all the sad stuff, and Ksenia was like, Euphoria, they said. It's gonna cheer you up, they said. So she was just like not taking it well. So let's see if the song has a better impression, because the video really took a toll on us. There is some like proper like Jung psychology thing on it about denial and that sort of thing. Anyway, let's see what Euphoria has in store for us, and I'm not
after the pregnancy test.
this is what I'm gonna do. This is a sign. This is
Targeted adverts,
a sign of the times. A sign of the times that this is what's happening with you, Ildi. You should be pregnant by now. Anyway, are we feeling euphoric?
The clock is ticking.
Yeah, well,
adverts are brutal these days, guys. Brutal.
That's very true. They are very brutal. But this is gonna cheer me up. Official audio. Okay, let's see. The second advent of my childhood dreams. I never looked at the lyrics.
I don't either.
Are the K-pop lyrics always like this? Of my innermost heart?
They always have weird, like, overly done expressions.
They're very passionate.
Yeah.
Their lyrics.
They dig a bit deeper. Clamber through the bush.
I like it though. It's a clear structure.
Why do I feel like I'm listening to the Chainsmokers?
Well, they definitely had an influence on BTS, as we know, so I'm not surprised.
This sounds more Chainsmokers than the Chainsmokers BTS song.
Huh. Now I'm gonna listen differently. I didn't get that. It's so easy. It's so much easier to catch the English parts if you're reading it out.
Oh, half the time I completely miss them. And then I've been singing like English Korean nonsense instead of actual lyrics.
Yeah, that happens all
And you're
the
like,
time.
oh, it's English, okay. Keep clambering through that bush, Cookie.
Come on, it can feel
This is
like...
funny only to English people, right?
It's not funny to me, as I'm Hungarian.
Good.
Oh no.
I'm now not in this reaction, see guys. Oh man, this has made these lyrics way too funny now.
Fair. It can be just a translation difference.
I hope so.
I think it is.
Otherwise this is like really funny.
It's not about that. I always think that drop is gonna come,
Nah,
but
they
it doesn't
always
come.
pause. They always pause. This is Chainsmokers.
I feel drop is supposed to come and it just doesn't come.
Really loves clambering through that bush.
Okay, this is what people have been talking about on Instagram. That like this is the end because they released a shorter version and this is a full song. And then like listen to the end.
Oh, okay. Well, you never hit that note beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay.
They already started the tour and it sounded great at live.
Oh, okay. But no one could get to the tour because scalpers.
Aww. Huh. You know what I realized about this song? When you mentioned like it sounds more Chainsmokers than the Chainsmokers BTS song. I went back to Hungary for a week last week and I don't listen to radio that much, but because when I was in taxi back to the airport or like trying to get from A to B, the taxi drivers were listening to all sorts of music on the radio. And almost every single pop song's structure sounded the same.
Yeah.
In a sense that like there was always like, okay, you would have the chorus when there are no lyrics, just like one line in the middle, like you're the cause of my euphoria.
Yeah, and then yeah.
Or
time.
or the instrument plays out like the hook.
Yeah.
So the hook is musical instead of what used to be a full-on chorus usually. Like I think a couple of years ago, that I think that trend is so strong nowadays, and I'm surprised if it's not that way. You get what I mean? It's just like it's so in your drop.
Yeah.
Okay. Pause.
That's like that guy who posted that joke song with like we like long build-ups and disappointing drops was like how all modern songs are now, and it's kind of right. It's like
It's interesting.
90% of songs now.
It really took over like that kind of structure. It's just so predominant in terms of pop song. I think this was a predictable pop song,
Incredibly predictable.
but very reassuring as well. I mean, I like it very much because I've seen the video. And the video, it's a tricky thing, I think, in K-pop, because we are so attached to like an audio-visual experience.
Yeah.
So I think it's almost like sometimes songs, even if no matter how good they are, they on standalone, we almost miss the video because we are conditioned. Like, what about the music video? At least I am.
I mean, that happens for a lot of fans. I'm kind of the minority, I guess, for that, because I tend to just listen more than actually watch. Like, the only things that get stuck in my head that are visual are like dance practices.
Yeah.
Like, I've got that in my head when I'm listening to Teen Top or whatever, I'm watching the footwork in my head. But like most songs, I don't really care if there's a video or not. Whereas a lot of fans, especially younger fans, I'd say, really need to see their boys doing it or their girls doing it or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's an interesting point. I think for me it depends on the genre a bit, because I listen to a lot of Korean hip hop and
You don't
and
have
like
a video for that.
and then also indie, like a lot of indie stuff, and then you wouldn't have. Sometimes you have great videos like Bobangan, like they would have videos, but not for all, like because they are just smaller players and
their videos are usually a bit more kind of muted than the K-pop stuff.
Yeah, obviously, and then it gives you a different experience. But again, it's like more leaning towards the K-drama aesthetics, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say like the indie stuff at least, or but it's the mellow K-pop, because there are other types
OST
of indie,
songs.
the OST songs or whatever. So it's an interesting thing how that plays into, especially if it's a song like this one. It was full of like very descriptive lyrics about like how I feel to see the sand, see this, see that, and you would almost like. And then also the bush, which I might edit that out or might leave it in. Our audience is pretty pretty actually old compared to like what people would assume, like how older
I hope
people
so.
are watching. Like our audience, if you look at our audience data, because sometimes I do,
Analytics.
it's actually the most of the people are 18 to 24.
Yeah.
And then also there's a huge chunk of 24 to 30 something.
We love you.
Which is because this is our
us.
age. This is our age as well. So that's very nice that you guys watch it. But again, probably people who are younger would pick up different things on it. They would like different stuff. I'm glad that they did a full song, but yeah, I want to see it live or something. Like it's for me, that would make it better.
I don't really think it warranted a full song personally. It just kind of got old really fast. It was like the same thing, then the same thing.
Even there was the chord progressions. Like for example, there were no minor. So
there's nothing really interesting about it. It's just the same thing throughout, to me at least. But obviously that's personal taste. But...
Guys, we are continuing our journey because, as you guys know, we like to discuss stuff in detail. So let's see the next song from the Answer album. See you guys in a bit.